Assalamu alaikum everyone, and welcome back to a new episode at Unfiltered Tea with Malu. I'm your host, and today I would like to talk about the fluctuation that you feel when you go through life when it comes to your religion as a believer. As most of you know, I am a revert. I converted to Islam when I was 18 years old. When I converted to Islam, I didn't really know what to expect from the religion. I was just going into it, and I thought to myself, I'll just see along the way how I'm going to live my life now and which rules I'm going to practice. Now we are 3 years further, and I'm still proud to be a Muslim, but obviously there had been some changes in my life, and I want to talk about that today. So before I was a Muslim, there was obviously less accountability regarding the things I did in my life, because it was like I only depended on myself. There were these values that I had because of my environment, but obviously when I went into the religion, I read the Quran. There are teachings in there that dictate how it's the best way to live your life. For me personally, I don't see my religion as a religion of fear. Of course, it's good somewhere to fear God and to also feel guilty when you commit any sins. But my religion should be a religion of love where God is the most forgiving, the most loving. I also want to connect with Him in that way. So therefore, I see the Quran as a book that helps you go through life, because obviously we were put on this earth here as a test to go through life, and if we would have been perfect, there would be no reason for us to be here or no function. So that's why we are here. So then you can ask yourself, like, how am I gonna go through life if I don't have a manual? Because the thing is, how are you gonna build something if you don't have a manual? There is a creator that made something, and then when you order, for example, a table or you order furniture that you need to build, you wouldn't be able to build it correctly without a manual. That's how I see the holy book. I see the Quran as a manual to use through life that helps you with every single thing you're questioning about life, because every single thing you could have questions about are in the book. There are also stories in the book that give out lessons to understand life more and to also take from those lessons. That's how I see it, me personally. So when it comes to sinning, I also don't see a sin as doing something wrong and then you get punished for it and God is angry with you, and because I feel like that comes from a mindset of fear. And for me also to follow certain rules of the Quran, as a revert, I cannot go off by the rules and just follow them blindly just because God says it. To convert, I needed a reason to believe that everything that was said in the Quran was valid and was with logic. You know what I mean? So I see the things that we should do as a Muslim, a part of the lifestyle that is recommended for us to go through life as easy as possible and as peaceful as possible. And I see sins as things that we shouldn't do, or it's not recommended to do it, because if you don't have control over that, you could fall very hard. There will be consequences depending on the sin, and these are just things that on the long term are not good for you, your mind, or your spirit. That's how I see it. I believe that the rules in the Quran and the things they say about the things we are obligated to do, the things that are recommended, the things that are not recommended, and then the harams, I also feel with all those things that there could be a midway somewhere, because it makes a lot of sense that God would be very black and white about the rules, because obviously, for example, when it comes to drinking alcohol is forbidden, or just being intoxicated in general is forbidden. That's with a good reason, because drinking alcohol could lead to poisoning, could lead to aggression, could lead to a lot more bad things. Do I think that you are a bad Muslim immediately because you would drink alcohol once a month? No. Me personally, I don't drink, but I don't point fingers at anyone because everyone has their own sins. But I just feel like just because you're sinning, it doesn't make you a bad Muslim immediately. I feel like we as human beings have our own responsibility to see what we are going to follow, not because we agree or we don't agree. I personally believe that every rule in the Quran has its reasons, but I do also understand that we as Muslims are not perfect, and my sin could be something that someone else is not doing, and then at the same time there could be something that someone else is doing that I'm not doing. I don't even feel in my heart to do, not only even because my religion says that I'm not allowed to do it. You understand what I mean? So it's like, I feel like since we are not perfect human beings, we can find a middle ground somewhere. That doesn't make the thing that is haram minder haram, but it's more of a thing where I feel like as long you're in the middle, and this is also what my dad told me, Mariama, as long as you stay in the middle with everything, you will have no problems. Because if you go to the very extreme side, that is not good for your life. You could be mixing culture with Islam, and you could be saying that some rules, some very strict rules, are Islam while they aren't. And then on the other hand, you could also go to the other side of the spectrum where you are so chill with Islam that you're just not practicing at all. But we as human beings need direction, move forward to build something for ourselves. So my dad always said, if you stay in the middle, you should be okay. I agree with that. I also feel like intention is a very important thing, because you could follow the rules by the book, right? You could pray 5 times a day, you could have gone for Hajj, you could have given money to the poor, etc., etc. But if you don't have a good heart, if you are treating the people around you badly, well, I cannot say that you're not going to be a good Muslim. That's for God to say. But I feel like there should be a balance between what's in your heart, your intentions, and then the deeds that you do to prove to yourself and to God that you are a good person because you are following his rules. Okay, so let's say, for example, you are a person that commits zina. So zina, for the people that don't know, means being intimate before marriage, but zina could also mean with your eyes, what you listen to, and well, just your attention. But let's keep it at being intimate before marriage. I get why that rule is there. I agree on the fact that you being this is the most intimate you could be with a person. This is the closest you get to intimacy with a person. So I completely get why it should only happen with your partner as in married, because I also understand why it's not considered a real relationship just because you have a relationship. You should be Islamically married for it to be official. I also understand that, but that's not what we're talking about right now. Let's say normally you can only be intimate after marriage. I do get why people find it hard to do that, especially when you've already tasted from that. How I see it is, if you commit that sin before marriage, do I think you're a bad Muslim? No, definitely not. I feel like your attention plays a big part in it. Let's say you really love a person, you two are together, which is obviously haram, and you're committing zina, but you are both dedicated to each other. It doesn't damage the relationship that you have with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and you are still having your routine when it comes to the religious aspect. Do I think that that makes it halal? No, obviously not. It's still a sin. But I do feel like there's a distinction between, for example, just fucking around with everybody. Most of the time, that's also because you can either not control your sexual urges because you are looking for a distraction. Then I understand that that's a different thing than, for example, coming together, being serious with each other. Yes, okay, it happened. You both committed zina. And then later on, you want to make it right. And with the right intentions, you want to marry each other. I feel like there's a difference in that. Okay, shoot me if you don't agree. But that's just how I see it. I feel like religion in general is such a personal journey. It's such a personal journey spiritually, and I feel like everyone should mind their business either way. Like, for example, me, I go out sometimes. I have to admit that I like to dance, okay? I like to dance, I like to be in the social functions, I like to listen to music. I don't. It's haram. Before I was Muslim, I stopped going out because I genuinely felt in my heart that it didn't bring any benefit for me, and I just didn't want to do it anymore. I stopped doing it before I became a Muslim, and then when I was a Muslim, I also didn't go out until last year during the summertime. The first 6 months of 2025, it was so horrible. It felt like I was being run over by a truck, and then the truck drove backwards, and then the truck just left me there. It really felt like I was drowning, but that's another topic. I want to speak separately on what I went through in 2025 that made me change my whole mindset, and that changed me into a person that I at some times didn't like and at some point started embracing. Okay, but that's another topic. So I didn't go out for like 2 years, 2.5 years, didn't go out because I didn't want to go out. Not because God said that I couldn't, because I wanted to, from my core. So now I went to Fête de la Musique. Fête de la Musique was not fun. So we're going to forget about Fête de la Musique. But then afterwards, there was a party And my friends were asking me to come. And I was like, no, I don't want to come. Partying is not my thing anymore. And, what if I come there with my turban, but people know that I'm a hijabi normally and I don't want to end up on TikTok. I was afraid of being judged. But then I went there with my turban. I was still dressed modestly, went there with my turban, and I had a blast. Okay, I had the time of my life. I was not feeling alive for a very long time because of things that had happened, and going to that party and socializing with people my age, hearing the music, going loose, because I'm also a dancer, it made me feel like, it felt like the air to breathe entered my nose again, and I just felt like I was living. I felt free. That's how I felt when I went to that party. Now, there was one other event that I went to during summertime. It was an event, it was not a club vibe. I went there. I had a blast again. I was dancing. You could see all the sweat here on my forehead and everything, on my headscarf. I had a blast again. Did I dance with guys? No. Did I drink alcohol? No. I was just dancing to the music. Yeah, and that was it. Now, this escalated because obviously I was not healed from the things that I had went through before. I started wearing lashes. For the people who know, I don't really wear makeup, and if I wear makeup, it's like really minimal. I also never wear lashes. I started wearing lashes, and I was having FOMO if I wouldn't go to a party and this and that, and I lost myself even more. I fell to the ground even more than before. Because first, it was just because of the things that I experienced in life. But now, I was dragging myself even lower and lower because I was avoiding my feelings and I was not in tune with my heart. Then there was a point where one of my friends told me like, Marima, what are you doing? Because I feel like you're becoming male-centered. You are emotionally unavailable, but you're also going out and you're not the same Mariama that I got to know last year. And normally you are such a strong and wise woman. Now you are making more intrusive decisions to distract yourself, but it's only going to get worse. It's only going to go more downhill if you keep on doing this. And I also recognized it because I just couldn't fill up the void. And I was thinking like, what do I need to do? Like I tried multiple things. Some things were really crazy to try and fill the void and I just couldn't. So then I decided to delete my social media for a while. I did for a couple of weeks. I came back. Now we're in April and I feel much better. I feel much more at peace. I am still going out sometimes, but I don't feel FOMO when I don't go. And there are other things that I will not tell because it's also a sin to expose my sins. But there are other things that I did or that I was doing that I'm not doing anymore. I just don't feel the need in my heart to do it anymore. I knew that it was haram to do those things from the start. And even though I know those things that I did are haram, I'm slowly trying to, take a step back. But I'm going to be honest with y'all. I still like to go out. I'm outside. I'm trying to keep it a little bit demure. So it's still different from when I wasn't a Muslim, when I was going out, because I was going all out. I would stand on the podium dancing at that time. But anyway, so it's like I'm slowly trying to get back to myself, and I have been. But things take time. And I also realized that I can try and force to be the person that I was also religiously last year and beat myself up and feel very guilty. But on the other hand, there's a reason why I started having certain habits. And I feel like, me personally, I feel like if I find a middle ground with that, then no one should be complaining to me. If I'm not damaging myself by getting ready with my girls, going out, not even drinking, not even entertaining men, just dancing and going home, then I feel like that should not be a problem, even though I know it's still not right to do it religiously. But why is it not right to do that? Because you are in a very low vibrational space. Even though you don't drink, other people are under the influence. You don't know what can happen there. You could be drugged, you could be this and that and this and that. And also most of the time the men that come up to you don't have right intentions with you. Okay, I get it. But I feel like if I set these boundaries for myself and I know where I'm going too far, that I can do what I want. And the urge to go out is slowly fading away. But I'm still outside though. This summer I'm still gonna be outside though. But I keep it modest. I keep it polite. I keep it a little bit demure. So that's what I do. My point of telling the story about me starting to party and everything is that I'm not doing it with the wrong intentions anymore. I didn't start with the wrong intention, and then I just felt alive again. And then I continued, but then I was slowly slacking and going to the wrong path, and like not to the wrong path because I continued to party, but to the wrong path because of my reasoning and my intentions. So yeah, and that's also why I don't judge. Like, I will never point my fingers at anyone, because for example, me, I don't drink. There could be a Muslim that drinks, and sometimes I think to myself, like, why would you drink? Because your prayer is invalidated for 40 days if you drink. Like, why would you find it worth it to drink? But I'm just minding my business. Sometimes it's just a thought in my mind, and then it just leaves, because I have no business with what other people do and what they don't do, because they could be good at some things regarding their religion that I'm not good in. Islam is a way of life, and you will always fluctuate within the highs and the lows and the highs and the lows, and there will also be reasons for that. I just didn't start the party just like this, just because I wanted attention, just because I wanted to win this and that and this and that. No, because I didn't go out for over 2 years, also because of certain reasons. And going out is something that I like. It's just something that I enjoy doing right now. I feel like as long as I keep my boundaries, I'm gonna just do what I want. I'm sorry. I also got a comment one time from someone that said, like, Marima, if you keep on going out and a good man will come across, like, he's not gonna want to marry you if you keep on going out. Like, girl, I don't give a fuck. Girl, I don't give. To be honest, I have never felt so happy. See how excited I am. I have never felt so happy about being single. I just want to live my life, okay? I've been in relationships back to back from a super young age, trying to play this wifey material girly, and it destroyed me. And I should have given my time, my energy, my money, my everything to myself. And now this is a time where I can enjoy myself. I enjoy being single so much. So girl, I don't really care. I don't even want to get married right now. I don't want to have no boyfriends, well, I must say I am at a place right now where I am open to getting to know a person, but I'm just not in a rush to be in something serious with a person. Like, I don't miss being in a relationship, and that's what it's about. So I'm gonna just keep on doing what I do. So if I want to dance, I'm gonna dance. And of course, like, I'm a dancer, I am social, and I like music, so of course I like to go out. Like, as long as I do it in a respectful way, I feel like there should be no problem. There was also a period in my life where I was so much more practicing that I would also cover my neck, wouldn't go out, and I really wanted to things right by the book. But sometimes life hits you, and for a lot of months, like in these past months, I felt very guilty, and I felt not worthy of going back to God again. I knew in my mind, I was saying to myself, I can go back and pray. Like, I can still pray. I can still talk to God. He will still love me. But I knew in my heart, I didn't believe myself. Saying like, I'm doing these haram stuff, and I know it's haram, but I don't even want to ask for forgiveness because I know I'm going to do it again. I know I'm not going to stop. So I just felt so ashamed going to Allah. And that's also when I've lost the connection with my salat, so with my prayer. Because standing on that prayer mat, even though I had the right intentions and I was working on myself, I felt too guilty to stand on the prayer mat and talk to God. Also because I knew that when I would stand on that mat, I would immediately start to cry because I just felt so ashamed. But I honestly, not from a religious perspective, I don't feel like I'm doing wrong by what I'm doing right now. It's just that you need to watch out for like not losing yourself and just staying focused on the things that you're supposed to do. And then obviously at the same time, you shouldn't continue the haram stuff, okay? But then again, if I don't feel in my heart that I want to stop something, I'm not going to stop. Because like I could wear a hijab because God said that I needed to wear it. But if I feel in my heart that I don't want to wear it anymore, I'm not going to wear it anymore. I don't see the sense of doing a certain thing. Okay, you can follow a certain rule even though you don't really like it, but you know it's best for you. But for now, I'm just having fun with my friends. Anyway, no, but it's not because you're sinning that you're not worthy of a connection with God. I feel like what's very important to say is that my heart hasn't changed because I started going out or started doing something else that is haram. My connection with Allah from the core and my beliefs didn't change because I started doing something haram, okay? You win some, you lose some, okay? Some things are going better and some things are not are not going better. Let me be clear again though. What's written in the book is written in the book, and it stays like that. I will never be the person to say that something is less haram just because I am committing the sin. I'm just saying that it makes totally sense for the rules to be black and white. We as people need to choose for ourselves how extreme we are going to be and how we are gonna interpret it. I don't even know if I'm saying it right. Interpret it. Just take it or leave it. Those rules. We cannot follow every single rule since we are human beings and we have a certain motivation to do a certain thing, even though sometimes it's not good for us. I feel like trying your best is the most important thing, and just keeping your connection with Allah itself. I feel like when I'm going out, I'm talking about going out again, I know, but I don't want to disclose and expose other sins. What is another sin? No, I don't want to talk about it, to be honest. Anyway, so basically, if I'm going out, I am not damaging myself. I'm not damaging someone else, and I'm not being a bad influence on someone else that is religious. I feel like it's like I can chill out. It's gotta be fine. So I just feel like people should mind their own business and worry about their own stuff, because no one is perfect. If you think you're better than me because you don't go out, if you think you are better than me because you're covering up better, you can think that. But that by itself is also a sin. So joke's on you. But I'm just very chill. I have friends that are not practicing at all. They don't pray at all. And a lot of religious people would say that they're not even Muslims, but they still call themselves Muslims. And then I also have people on the other side of the spectrum that wear a niqab and that don't listen to music and whatever. Like, I still feel like I'm more on the, not the extreme side, but the really like practicing side, because I still do my stuff. I'm still a Muslim, okay? It's not because I like to move my body that I'm not a Muslim anymore. I still love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he loves me, and I believe in the Quran and everything. But I'm just a very chill person when it comes to religion. You can just do what you want. Like, I had a friend who is Buddhist, and I have friends that are Christian, and my mom, for example, has lived in Israel for a very long time. So she has people that she calls her family that are Jewish, and it's like whatever, man. Like, it all comes back to the point that everyone wants to live in harmony with each other, and everyone needs to have values to go through life, and we need to be at peace with ourselves, and we need to be at peace with each other. We should not harm ourselves, and we should not harm each other. And also, thing with like the debate about my religion, their beliefs, I don't really care. I have a friend who is also atheist. She doesn't believe in anything, and at the same time we can still talk about my religion and she will respect it. Like, everyone just needs to do what makes them feel at peace and just try to be a good person, and the rest will come by itself. Because also, I didn't really lose the urge to go out and do other haram stuff because I was forcing myself to stop or shaming myself. It came by itself because I tried to find other ways to have a connection with Allah, and because of that I lost that urge more. But I'm still outside. I'm still gonna be outside. Anyway, this was my topic for today. Leave a like and comment under the video. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you back at the next topic. Bye bye. I've been doing what I want. It's a pickup in the back by the trunk in the front. Tequila in the back, daddy blunts in the front. Purse 101, first 101. I got the money, make a broke bitch mad. I don't complain, I just pay the tab.